Good morning, all you neurodivergent black sheep cycle breaking baddies. Welcome to a specially curated divination ceremony for witches that are ready to fracking do something about it. We're asking specifically, where does our attention need to be today in order to bring the most expansion in our relationship with our life and our practice? We're going to be pulling tarot cards. My name is Jen Marie. I am an initiated high priestess and sorceress of chaos, witch born of shadow. I wrote the Grimoire of the Ungovernable and founded an international resource center for neurodivergent witches and a coven of black sheep cycle breaking neurodivergent magical practitioners that are working together to do a thing. It's in the grimoire, man. Just read the grimoire and then you'll know what we're talking about. Okay. Just before we went live, Ocean, your mod god for the day, I asked them, or they asked me, like, how are you doing this morning? And my response is, I'm doing something. There's this intensity today that I'm still like trying to sort through. But a thing happened yesterday that kind of like, the flick, the ping that happens, right? I noticed the pattern. My tism kicked in, noticed the pattern. Okay. Baxter, that beautiful guy right there. You see him? He saw the vet for the first time since he was a kitten, since he donated his marbles to science. And he was quite a handful at the vet during that time. They were alarmed anyway. So we got to see the vet for the first time. And I have always suspected that there was something going on with his vision. Always. I myself was a blind kid, and just the way that he navigated his environment was just like pinging me real hard that there was something going on with his vision. And everyone was like, no, the vet would have said something, blah, 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 blah. And for years, not years, he's not that old. He's like 2. But this whole time, right? He sure as shit his eyes respond to light and dark, but they don't respond to any like threat stimuli. Is that what it's called? So he can't see shapes or objects or movement. And I was right. And I noticed that since December, I've been having a lot of those moments where it was like I would say a thing, or I have been saying something for years, and it was like somehow scientifically or physically proven that I was right. And that's been happening consistently all year. And so I'm trying to figure out what to do with that, because it feels like I should be doing something with that. So there. The problem with that, I guess it doesn't necessarily have to be a problem, I guess we're going to find out, is that I have been like towing the line of supervillain for a long time, but not in the way that you have been taught, right? And so that's a thing. I explain it all in my grimoire, in the Grimoire of the Ungovernable, what I mean by that. Because, yeah. Thanks, Lisa. He's been this way his whole life. So, and I mean, he's He does really well. He walks on a leash. We go camping together for like, I think the last time was over a week. Like he lives a very full and rich life, but apparently he's navigating his environment a lot more by smell and sound than we were like giving him credit for. So yeah, I know, Stacy. I know. Or at least like presenting information from that, like uh to teach villainry 101. I'm like getting a lot of nudges about like how do you be good at not being good at a time like this? And that feels exciting for me. So we'll find out. Anyway, are we ready to do this divination ceremony? I think I am. Because after this, I'm heading outside because it is Saturday. Every Saturday, we do farm chores. I live on a homestead, and we are building our permaculture beds, our hugelkultur beds, out in the on the front lawn. We're getting rid of the lawn. Anyway, that's what we're doing today. Hence the braided hair and clean face because I don't want to fuck with mascara when I'm dragging limbs through the woods. You know what I mean? If you know, you know. All right. I'm going to start by taking 3 deep breaths, and then I'm going to do what I do to get my system prepared for divination. You do what you do, and then we're going to meet on the other side and do this divination ceremony together. Okay? Okay. I humbly invite all that is fire within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is there within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is earth within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I humbly invite all that is water within this system to witness this working. And if alignment is found, may you choose to bless this flow. I beckon to this system. May we now align as one. For my cousins are the elements, and so the moon and sun. I call to those who love me. You are welcome in this space. For our nature is united, sharing magic, life, and grace. Now we make a declaration of intention. I choose now in this moment to align with my whole self. To pull the book that tells my story from its place upon the shelf. I enter now this circle made of trust and hope and power. And I show up for my practice in this place and at this hour. Because I am home. All right. Lisa says, he has adjusted well with the move. Baxter is extraordinary in many, many, many ways. And now I'm finding out that he's extraordinary in more ways, right? He's very adaptable. He travels really well. He's flown several times at this point on an airplane. He does like cross country, and the United States is freaking huge. It's really, really, really big. He's done, and I lived in Alaska, so he's flown from Alaska down to the lower 48 and also flown from the West Coast to the East Coast, and he's done great. I mean, he doesn't love it, but he has this like backpack that he rides around in. A backpack with a viewing window. Like, I know he doesn't need that now. It's still cute, like, you could see him. Oh, Bax. You guys can see him, he's right there. Edge of the screen. Yeah, he loves the other cats here. The other cats here were his first experience with cats. He was raised around dogs. And so which he's great with dogs, but he had never met a cat before. And his best friend now is a cat here that we call Beastie. And we're pretty convinced that he's of the Fae. He's an uncanny, this cat. Anyway, Beast has taught Baxter how to be a cat, which has been kind of cool. It's been pretty cool. It's really cute to watch. Okay. Where does our attention need to be today? Judgment reversed. Here we go. I'm going to read the prompt that's on the card. I'm not going to influence your interpretation. Okay. With my words. I might with my face, but I won't influence your interpretation with my words. Okay. You're turning your back on something that must be done, and it's costing you. You're doubting yourself harshly, or perhaps not giving yourself time to reflect with full awareness. Either way, these actions are keeping you from moving forward. And then the upright is the upright positioning of judgment indicates a moment of self-reflection. You're likely close to reaching a significant stage in a journey. This journey may not have been an easy one, and you may find comfort in sharing your struggles with others to find camaraderie. Now is the time to face challenges head on. And we're brewing. I'm also feeling into it. And usually what I do is I let kind of the first reflections kind of wash over, and then I start looking to see if there's anything like highlighted. I can narrow it down or kind of glean more than just surface level kind of vibes from the card. Also taking into mind that I just said that I find myself resistant to like stepping into that villain role. And then this card is like, hey, you're doubting yourself harshly, man. Maybe you should just like dive in. So that isn't lost on me. So I noted. But is there anything in your life that you felt nudged to do? Like, but you keep thinking, no, I can't do that. I can't do that thing because what if I'm misunderstood? What if I am judged incorrectly? and it doesn't like land the way that I'm hoping. What if I'm wrong about how this is going to be received? And so we doubt ourselves, right? Even though it's like this nudge, it's more than a nudge. It's something that you think about almost every day. But you are, for some reason, and you can probably tick off a few, you're not doing it that way out of fear of being judged in some way, right? We can go real surface level with that. Okay. It's like saying if you continue to um, criticize yourself, judge yourself harshly, it's going to stunt your growth, right? Either do it or don't. And the thing that's scary is probably the thing that's going to bring you the most growth. Now we have to look at what we're in resistance to or in denial of. That is influencing our ability to do this. The Page of Cups upright. That is the card. Okay. Remember, this is what you're in resistance to or in denial of that is influencing your ability to make this choice. Listen to your heart and go with all things sentimental and romantic. Share those tender moments with someone special. Feel free to express your feelings. Dance like no one's watching and be a giant goof. Have fun and be wild, moonchild. Right? And then the reversed is, because it's about the whole card, you're feeling down and you're certainly not yourself at the moment. Something is pulling hard at your heartstrings and you're having some big feelings. Take care of yourself. Keep an eye on your mental health and seek help when things get too heavy. What does that mean to you? I agree with you, Peter. But so, Page of Cups. Um, it's interesting is that, so first of all, I first look at a situation, I look for what I'm in resistance to or in denial of, because that is where I have the most influence, right? And so when you have a decision, which you have a decision to make, right? We've been talking about it for months. It's the season of decisions. We're about to put our seeds in the ground. Okay, you need to choose how you're going to approach this. But how can you tell what it is you're needing to do? How do you know what decision is the right decision to make? Which decision would be a happy surprise if that was just the way that it is? Right. So if the decision was taken from you and someone else had to make the decision and that decision was a happy surprise, one that like felt like a your intuition blooming within you. Right? that it gives you the warm fuzzies. It's gleeful, playful. Which one? If if it doesn't, if you feel like creatively blocked, or the decision is one that you're not allowed to express yourself creatively, like that's not sustainable. Don't you remember who you are? You can't do it. You can't be in a position where you're not able to express yourself creatively, or that it needs to be fun in some way. So, are you afraid of being judged as irresponsible, or foolish for doing this, or naive in some way? Doing this meaning actually, like in my case, it's portraying a villain, right? What is this thing? What is the thing? If you can't have fun while you're doing it, it's not sustainable. You're gonna hate that real quick. Yeah, I know. And a lot of times when we make the decisions for, when we include options that like are unsustainable for our neurodivergent system, it's usually because we're making the decision that we believe is someone else will accept it, or you believe it's going to make you money, right? When you involve capitalism or criticism, when you're making decisions about what to do with your life, uh, you're including options that are hard to sustain, right? Okay, how do we feel? Well, I'm gonna be back tomorrow, and we're gonna do this again and touch in. Okay. So our practice today, should you choose to do it today, is uh, asking yourself, if I have, what am I doubting the most? What is exciting and playful and fun sounding, but I'm really doubting it harshly? You can't do that. There's no way you could make enough money. What will the neighbors think? If you have like something like that, let's sit on it a little bit. Try to like needle out what's really going on there, so that you can live a life that you are proud of, right? What kind of stories do you want to tell on your like deathbed of the life that you lived? I know I'm like, I go dark. That's it's kind of my thing, guys. But seriously. All right. Let's close out this working. And again, I will be back tomorrow and we're going to do this again. See what we have. Hand on your heart, take a deep breath. This working is now closing, but the magic has just begun. I humbly thank the elements and both the moon and sun. To all who chose to bless this flow, I now sincerely thank you. May our practice be expansive and our course be clear and true. Right? okay, witches. And remember, if you can't be good at it. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.